Got this.
Okay.
All right. Start with your gentlemen's names.
I'm Randy Vickers.
I'm Doug Edwards.
What are your gentlemen's ages?
I'm 71. Be 72 in April.
I'm 70. Will be 71 in August.
So, you guys lived here your whole lives?
Yes, ma'am. The whole time.
Eastern Kentucky. I was born in Alpha County, which is the next county over.
So, what was it like growing up? What was it like being young? How's your family and all that?
Wonderful. Wouldn't take nothing for what I've, wouldn't take nothing from my family. Brought up in a Christian home. Been that way all my life. And just work, and work. Go to school is all we did.
Pretty much the same. I grew up in I guess, at that time, there wasn't any poor and rich. Everybody was the same. There wasn't no difference. Everybody was poor, but we didn't know it. We had no reference to go to know if you were poor or rich, because everybody was the same at that time. But good childhood. Nothing that would bother you. You could go and play in the woods all day, and they didn't even look for you. My mother, she had so many children though, she was busy, so I spent a lot of before I went to school, a lot of my time in the woods playing.
That's the way it was, you know. We lived on a mud road up the holler. If anybody coming, we know it's coming to our house. We learned at an early age to mind our parents. Never got too many horses, but the ones I got, I remember still.
Yeah, my father was the discipliner in our family, and we didn't question him.
That's the way it was.
And worked. We had to work.
We raised the garden, drawed water. We had a water well that didn't have no city water. Outside Johnny Privy, and done that. When I was 4, 5, 6 years old, we had a great old big tub. I guess we called it a number 2 tub at that time. Early in the morning, we'd go draw that tub full of water, let the sun warm the water up, and we'd take a bath in the afternoon. That's how we
So you didn't have running water when you were children then?
After a certain time, but it was a long time.
We had running water, but it was so sulfury that it would turn everything yellow or gold or orange. And my mother would make us go to we carried water from the creek for her to wash it. But that didn't seem like that big a job then, but it would seem like a terrible job now.
Yeah, I remember when we got electric. I was probably about 7 years old, 7 or 8 when we first got electric. There was rumors for a year or two that we was going to get TV. Finally, we got one. Didn't have no off and on switch on it. It was tore up. We had to plug it in, unplug it when we got through. Antenna way on the hill. Had to keep the bushes off of it. The wind blowed, the antenna would turn and we wouldn't get any signal. So we'd go to the hill and station somebody in the middle and one at the tower and say, "Can you see it now?" You know. But it was all just what it was, and we thought we had it all, you know.
What did your parents do for work and stuff? How'd you guys make your livelihood?
When I was young, we farmed, and I remember the first job I remember my dad having was working for the state highway department, taking care of roads, state roads, and this kind of thing. And then he worked there, I don't know, probably 8 or 9 years, best I remember. And a different governor went in, a different party went in than he was, and they fired everybody. So he come home and started cutting timber. He was a logger for a while. I got in the store business after I got married. Stayed in the store business for 17 years. All that, I drove out of the county for a long time to work at a place called Madison Grocery in Richmond. Then I got into the FedEx business. Stayed in that a while, 2.5 years I think it was. 10 years I was in the store. I just done other stuff, farmed and the propane business for a while. And just about anything that was that we could make 23 cents a day, we done it. Up to this time, I have 3 kids. One of them is a counselor at the high school, and one is a librarian at the Key and Sand Gap. My boy works for a call-in service, insurance or something kind of deal like that. And my wife passed away 7 years ago, 8 years ago. Sort of freelanced since then, still got the rental property, that kind of thing. Doug and I have known each other for years and years. We've been in business together a time or two.
How did you two meet?
I don't know. We just met. We were in the same community.
His oldest daughter and my oldest daughter were the same age. And they were going to school. You know, they were always in something. We just met.
My parents, my dad and mother, they both lived on the farm. They didn't have, for the first part of my life, they didn't have any outside income. My dad was a veteran, and he drove $28 a month.
28.
That paid all of our bills, and we bought groceries once a month with $28.
Wow.
And we had electric. It paid the electric bill, the phone bill, and whatever. But when I lived in Owsley County, which the roads weren't real good, and it was awful. If you got up and went to the high school over there, you'd have to get up about 4 o'clock in the morning and catch the bus. So I came to Jackson County to Anvil Institute down here to high school. And I went through high school there staying in the dorm. And I worked on their farm and milked their cows. And then when I went on to college from there. And got a degree in agriculture. And my wife got married when we were
12 and 14.
Well, we were both 19. Right out of high school. She was my high school sweetheart, I guess. We've been married 51 years. And during that period, I got a college education. When I came out of college, I got a job and didn't stay with it long. I was lending money for a farm lending agency. And then I got a chance to buy my dad's farm, and we came back and started dairying. And we did that till we starved out. I had to go back to work. And after that, I worked in the banks around here a while. And a friend of mine, we started a company, and it got took by the lenders. We got it started good, and then they took it away from us. And I've done other things, and after all during that time I raised tobacco. But the tobacco went out, I guess about 2000, a little before 2000.
98, 99.
And at that time, I spent my whole life and didn't have any retirement. So I went to work for the school system and as a teacher with, I taught GEDs. I didn't have a teaching certificate. I had a college degree, but I didn't have a teaching certificate. And they hired me to work with the adults. And I spent 20 years. I started there when I was 49. Worked 20 years to get me a retirement. And at 69, 68, some summers in there. I've been out for about a year or a half. And worked me out of retirement. And that's up till to date. I got 4 children. One of them's an art teacher at the high school. One of them is a deputy sheriff here in the county. And then I've got a daughter that lives in Metcalfe County, and she's a Farm Bureau office. It's her agency there in Metcalfe County. And then my youngest boy works with me. During all this, I also remodel houses and buy houses and remodel them and sell them. So my youngest boy, he works with me during that, doing that. So that brings us up to date.
Pretty close to time.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, definitely keep yourselves busy, it sounds like.
Well, there wasn't much that you had to keep busy to make.
You had to stay busy to make. And still do. We have to. You know, we got to.
He still works, I still
work every day. He works every day. Sometimes he and I work together, like we did yesterday. We was together all day yesterday, doing some things. Just, you know, that's one thing I enjoy about where we live here. Everybody knows everybody, and everybody's friends. You know, I've been very fortunate having friends like Doug. And, I got one other friend, no, but it's a good, you know, he can call me at any time of the night and I can call him, and we've both got other people that we can do that, you know. It's just Jackson County is a good, friendly place to live. You say?
Yeah. And we are both Christians. And I think that's meant a lot to both of us during our life.
Yeah.
It's helped us get through a lot of hard times. But
Sure is. Me and my wife was married 47 years. And she passed away 8 years ago, like I said a while ago. I mean, that was you be with somebody 47 years or him 51, you know, it's just it's hard to lose that. And it's been a problem for me, you know. I just can't get to. I guess I have to stay busy to keep my mind off of things. And, you know, when we just her and I went through a lot, you know, 47 years. Started out with nothing, you know. The Lord's really been good to me. Really been good to me.
well, I think we both, you know, when we started out with debt. I pretty much kept it the whole time of my whole life.
I couldn't stand the old things. So to pay off, but you know, back again.
Have you guys ever traveled anywhere besides here? Have you ever, like, gone anywhere? And if so, what's your favorite place?
Sure, I've been in London 2 times. That's London, Kentucky. We've been around some. Doug's probably been more than me.
Well, I've never been out of the country. No, I'll take that back. I was in Canada one time. You didn't have to have anything to get there at that time, so I don't know if you still do or not, but I flew out to Spokane, Washington last week, but my mother-in-law was sick, and she's out there. She was 95 years old, and I took my wife out to see her. So, but as far as being out of the country, I've never been out of the country. I never really wanted to go anywhere much. I'm not. I know. My son was a senior in high school, and they went to the Caribbean. I remember that. I furnished him. I paid for his trip to go to the Caribbean, but I didn't. I've never been out of the country.
I went to Canada. I've been to Canada several times. Been to Hawaii twice. That's other than 1,000 miles. That's the best far as I've ever been.
Very nice. Okay. Since my microphone's died, I guess we'll wrap up. And I'll come back another day and harass you guys some more. I've been enjoying talking to you. So, one more time, Stick. Tell everybody your names again.
I am Randy Vickers.
Randy Vickers.
Doug Edwards.
And Doug Edwards. All right. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. I appreciate it. Really enjoyed your time, and definitely look forward to talking to you again.
We'll try to do that sometime.
All right. Thank you. Cool.
And we're going to tell